I don't know how they're going to make a move, and I know you guys were skeptical about it before, but supposing that they are willing to part ways with JJ Watt, where could he possibly fit, and what would that look like?
I don't even know, to be honest with you. Like, he's being owed so much money. It's not guaranteed, like I said before, but you still have to restructure the deal regardless. If you're any team, because or if you have a team with cap, I don't know. It's kind of hard because it's like, what team would need edge rusher like JJ?
Okay. You're making it too complicated.
You better not say the
Brandon.
Steelers. I swear to God.
Well, I'm gonna say put all three of the Watt brothers together, man. Who doesn't want to see?
Yeah.
Yes. Who doesn't want to see the Watt Bros all teamed up in Pittsburgh? I mean, think about the best defense in football right now. Adding an NFL Defensive Player of the Year candidate player. Whew, I mean, you're talking about the most insane rush defense in the NFL with good corners that can shut it down when they need to. If JJ Watt does get moved, imagine a defensive line with JJ and TJ on it. I'm just saying. I know it's not probable, Ben, and I knew this was the first team that you thought I would say, but it's the first team that comes to mind. I mean, you look at something and say that can be special. JJ Watt needs a Super Bowl. We all agree. I'm sure. Like, he's a great player. He's got all these stats and whatever. He hasn't really been on a successful team. I know the Texans really haven't been good, but it's a team game. It's not his fault.
Yeah, I agree, and I think he needs to go to a championship contender team, and I feel like that's possibly why JJ out can actually happen. I think he's not a guaranteed to stay in Houston, and that could be mutually beneficial for both teams because it seems like Houston wants to tank for the rest of the season. And likewise, JJ wants a Super Bowl ring. So, Ben, Brandon, you guys have any ideas of other teams that he might fit on? Because I have one that I want to see if you guys mention, and if not, then I'll bring that up.
Look, we can imagine all we want, Jonathan, but it's going to be way too difficult to try and look at something like that. If you want to look at it in a more fiscal and financial way, how are they going to reach? How are they going? You can wave it all you want. Smack yourself over the head 1,000 times to believe that's going to happen. But I think that if we're going to look at it in a more reasonable way, look, JJ Watt's is not going to probably is not willing to probably restructure his contract unless he knows he's going to a team that's going to make it. And okay, fine, if it's going to be Pittsburgh, but do they have the assets to turn? Do they have the draft capital and assets to turn it around that they're willing to give up? I don't know. And also, JJ Watt's a first ballot Hall of Famer in anyone's eyes, and he doesn't really need a title. In almost any case, he doesn't really need a title.
You ask any great NFL player, and their resume doesn't feel complete until they get that championship. They're striving year in and year out. That's the reason they play.
Larry
is to win.
Is the first ballot, but to be
why
honest, it would have been great because.
But you're telling me he didn't want that championship?
I'm
not saying he didn't want it. I'm just saying you're saying that he needs a championship. He doesn't
need it, but like any competitive player, when you're playing at the top of your game, when you're one of the best to ever do it at your position, you want that ring because like you personally don't feel like your job is done until you get that. You know, all the personal accolades are great, but it's not the same until you get it.
I have 3 teams that could possibly, if they move around some pieces.
Mm-hmm. Let me hear him.
There were reports that even after they traded for Carlos Dunlap, like the Seattle might want another edge rusher. That could be a possibility, and that could be really scary to have him there. I mean, I think they're pretty much trying to replace Clowney, but you're replacing another Texan with another Texan like that. That would be kind of cool. The Bears, I feel like, could make a move for it, and the Bills. Those are my 3 teams. I feel like the Bills.
Tell me why.
Okay, the Bills, while they need more help offensively than defensively because offensively they've been somewhat inconsistent. I think after like week 5 or 6, they're showing struggles. I still feel like defensively they can improve, especially that defensive line. And then with the Bears, you're just adding another pass rusher with Khalil Mack and an already scary defensive line. And if you really want to make a push to go deeper into playoffs and maybe push the Packers for that division,
Yeah.
I
With
think
with Halloween just around the corner, I believe a Khalil Mack, JJ Watt combo rushing at a quarterback could be the scariest nightmare any QB can have in the NFL. You guys like that? I know you did.
Yeah, especially if you're Sam Darnold and you're already seeing ghosts no matter where you go.
Yeah,
or if you're Dallas quarterback, which I guess has the biggest curse in the entire NFL right now.
And Danucci, he's the quarterback now. Up until Jerry Jones is going to start going into the game. So.
Yeah, but let's focus a little bit on what Brandon was saying. He mentioned teams like the Bears, the Seahawks, and the Bills. I don't see Seattle as a prime destination. I know they made already moves this year, acquiring Jamal Adams and moving a few of their players to really find people that fit on that defensive team with a high-powered offense. So are they willing to give up valuable assets that already are making them Super Bowl contenders for a player like JJ Watt? I don't know.
Well, they traded an offensive lineman for Carlos Dunlap in a 6th pick. Like, they are trying to move pieces so that way they are, setting up their defense to, be a contender type defense. I mean, they already are. Their offense is a contender type offense. Their defense would be a little bit of the, maybe a question, but I don't know.
Yeah, that Seattle has always prided themselves on their defense. We remember the legendary Legion of Boom squad that they had.
Yeah.
When they had like one of the scariest secondaries in the NFL. So I think they are the type of team where if they feel like this is their window again to strike and to get back to that promised land, maybe to win one back and get one back from the infamous they should have ran it on 3rd. or at what was it? It was first
on the
goal
line
or something. Yeah,
on the goal line.
They want to get that one back. They want to have a defense that can bring them there because they know Russell Wilson and what they're doing with that offense is next level. It's special what he's able to accomplish there. So they are the type of team that would be willing to move heaven and earth to get a guy like JJ Watt on their roster if he does become available.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look, the Seattle Seahawks, they know that Russell Wilson might not have that much in him might not have as much if for the next 5-6 years.
For you guys listening on Apple or Spotify, Brandon just gave Ben the meanest look in the world.
No, for the next 5-6 years, in 5-6.
We're talking about probably the leading candidate for the MVP race, and you're talking about him not having it.
No. I get what Ben's saying. Let him speak.
Yeah, please. Thank you. So in the next, after 5 years, or after this contract's up, because really this contract was a thank you for allowing them to build a Legion of Boom. So yeah, they might say, look, we might go all in. Again, I wish not that would happen to anyone, but a team that, and again, I go back to the fiscal and financial aspect of it. Unless JJ Watt is able to restructure his contract, the team that has assets and has cap space, and you know what, Jonathan, I'd like to apologize.
I knew this was coming. Go ahead.
No, and I'll explain to you why. And I don't need Brandon to give me any looks as an Eagles fan.
Explain to the people why, and then I'll give my piece.
Okay. I'm sorry for saying homerism, but I thought about it as I was getting a jacket. With what Miami's doing with their defense, with how good their defense has looked, and how much improved that defense has looked. We've talked about how there have been rumors that they're looking to trade for someone like a Ryan Kerrigan, which could help. They see an opening. There isn't a reason why you pay Byron Jones that much money. There isn't a reason why you pay X that much money if you don't see an opening for that. They know that Tua's contract is going to be a lot higher after this rookie contract's up. They, on offense, their O-line's looking good. They might need one more piece and then maybe another option at wide receiver. and if Gaskin can keep his running game going, that's fine. Miami has the picks, they have the cap space, and adding a leader like JJ Watt into a young team that is going to lose Ryan Fitzpatrick after this year could really help. Do I think it'll happen? No. In fact, I don't think JJ Watt will move anywhere. But I'm saying I don't think, especially maybe with JJ Watt's age, that it would work.
Yeah, due to his age and his injury history, it's kind of hard to see him moving right now. I know the contract is a big situation, but Miami does. I have to give you credit, although you guys are Dolphins fans, other than Brandon. Um, there you go. I got you this time. But I do see Miami as the probably best team that can actually go for it.
Yeah, I mean they probably do have the cap because they had like what 90 million going into last year's free agent.
Something insane.
They still have
like
like
that,
30-something million left under the cap.
So like they can still go all in. They could still pick up a contract or two that could push them to, I don't know, make a wild card spot this year. I only say the Bills just because you add him to like Ed Oliver or AJ Espensa, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce last names. Okay, unless they're simple. Whatever. And then already like stacked like safeties and corners, like that to me is scary, and that to me could really, if you're talking about a team that could be led by defense and like an okay offense, like that's a team that could probably do it and make a push for it, but push for like a deep run in the playoffs.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of interesting options, but there's always the chance that they keep their hometown hero to their on their own team. So